It's 5 AM in the morning. I have not slept a week. How am I going to do this bikepacking thing if I cannot sleep in a tent? Look, I know that most people who are subscribing to this channel are interested in bikepacking and adventure rides and looking for hints and tips, and it's true that I've done a lot of bikepacking trips. Started with Milan to London. All of them were what you might call credit card trips, in that I stayed in Airbnbs everywhere. Never actually did the full bikepacking thing of staying in a tent. So I really want to crack that this year as part of this year's riding a long way home. So I need to get out and practice it. I need to get past all the fears and concerns I have about doing this kind of trip. My problem is very definitely irrational fears. And the problem with irrational fear is that no matter how many times you tell yourself it doesn't make sense, or somebody else tells you it's not something you should be worried about, you still got to get over it yourself. So my fear is getting fucked up by badgers and foxes. I know, go ahead, laugh all you like, but I'm convinced that I'll be lying on the ground in a wood somewhere and wake up with an animal standing over my head. Of course it's ridiculous, highly unlikely to happen, but it's still something in my head that I've got to get over myself. So here I am, Saturday afternoon, heading out once again to that same place that I went to before, out in the Shropshire Hills, to see if I can actually do an overnight bikepacking trip that involves using a tent. And because I've picked the gravel route on commute, I've got some gravel. Don't think I'm going to do the ford and get soaked. This looked a lot easier on the map. I guess if the pathway hadn't been so messed up by horses and then dried out, it would have been easier to ride. Yeah, the route's taking me now along the river in Worcester. You can see the cathedral in front, sun going down. Oddly, the entire city smells of barbecues. Sun's almost gone. I've got about 15-16k to get to my wild camping spot, and the route has been absolutely fabulous. New roads, new adventures. Exactly what I'm here for. Back in another woods, more off-road. Okay, this is definitely different. Not sure what these trees are. I think my camping spot is somewhere up in the woods on the top of that hill. It's amazing the number of public bridleways where the farmers have accidentally padlocked the entrance, so I've had to lift my bike over. It's the third time. Probably a coincidence, right? Tent is up, sort of. Hopefully won't be discovered. Guess I made the right choice to stop where I stopped, because I don't think I would have made it up this in the dark last night. 9% on rough farm tracks. This is a fantastic view though, first thing in the morning. It's now 6:10 in the morning. It is 2 degrees, but feels colder. There's a couple of ways to think about that experience of bikepacking overnight. Either I'm just not cut out for staying in a tent, or I need to get warmer gear, or I can only really do it when it's really hot out and really warm in the night. Because I didn't sleep at all was absolutely frozen during the night. My feet are still like blocks of ice. I have to say, I do love riding through the dawn just as much as I like riding through the night. There's something fantastic about both of those, but everywhere else is quiet and still. Somehow I've got to figure out this sleeping in a tent thing now. %16% off-road, not happening. I think it may already be in the wire forest. Oh, you know, things could be worse. You've got a coffee, got a waffle. Well, this is different for an NCN trail. Oh, this is very pleasant. I love a bit of canal. Oh, that didn't last very long. Oh, look at this. Straight off the canal onto a bit more gravel way. Looks like another disused railway. And my toes are starting to thaw out for the first time since 11 PM last night. I do love these trails built in deserted railway tracks. Now that is what you call an eccentric garden ornament. Oh, I'm 3 hours in. It's only just after 9 o'clock and it's slow going today. Partly because the route has got a lot of up and down hills. Partly just because of that earlier hiker bike stuff and some faffing around with gear because I'm cold. But mostly just because I'm tired. A lack of sleep last night is now starting to catch up on me. Theoretically I've got 2 hours to go, which I must admit is going to be a bit tough physically and mentally. Oh, absolutely. Just what my body wants right now, some more off-road. Well, when you're tired, the best thing that can happen to you is your best mate appears to help guide you home. Happy days now. I'm done. No, I'm really done. That's 185 kilometers, 2,000 meters of climbing, punctuated by 6 hours of lying in a freezing cold tent, not sleeping. It's given me plenty to think about actually for this year's Riding a Long Way Home, because it's just emphasised the importance of being able to rest and recover in between each of the rides. If I cannot crack this ability to be able to sleep in a tent properly, then I'm going to need to rethink the way in which I approach this year's ride. Maybe I'm just not cut out for doing it in a tent, and maybe I need to stick to the tried and trusted approach of sleeping in Airbnbs or hotels. Nothing wrong with that. If that's the way it works for me, that's the way it works. But blimey, that was hard today. I really needed that wheel to follow, so thank you to Mrs. B for coming out to save me. Not only to give me the wheel to follow, but turned up with jelly babies, and that's never a bad thing. I could bullshit you and have said it all worked fine, but I don't see the point in that. We're all trying to learn how to do this stuff, the bike packing and the adventure riding. If you've got any tips that you can share with me and with others, drop them in the comments. Particularly if you've got any advice around a better quality sleeping bag that would keep me warmer at night. Let me know what you're using. See you next time.